Good evening, everyone. It's Friday, August 28th, and it is an extremely muggy night here on the southeastern coast of North Carolina. And after an extremely wet and stormy August, it seems that we're finally getting a couple of dry days, and that's perfect timing because we have a few figs ripening. Right here, I have my reverted Col de Dame Rimada tree. This was Col de Dame Rimada, but it lost its variegated striping mutation. So now it's just giving green figs, which I think are almost identical, if not identical, to Col de Dame Blanc. So here I have my very first reverted Col de Dame Rimada that's in this organza bag that I believe is ripe. This variety is a little bit tough to tell when it's ripe because it doesn't really drip honey from the eye, at least in a humid climate, so you have to go by feel. And if I give this a squeeze, it feels like a bag of jelly, and that's exactly what I want. So I'm going to try and remove this organza bag that I have on to protect it against flying insects. So with the organza bag removed, you can see what the fig looks like. It is a green fig, and it has a pretty closed eye. So that eye has been successful at keeping the pests out. So I'm going to pick this fig. And you'll see in classic Col de Dame fashion, it has that really long neck. That's what Col de Dame means. It means lady's collar. So it has this long neck that almost looks like a turtleneck on it. And then over here I have my Col de Dame gigantina fig tree. And I did a taste test on this tree earlier in the year, and it was the first Col de Dame gigantina that I ever ripened off of this tree. And whereas my Col de Dame Rimada that I just showed you was a tree that I grew last year, and it's a year and a half old, this tree is only a few months old, and it's grafted onto Marseille Black VS rootstock. So in my other taste test, the fruit had not fully formed. It was the first fruit that this tree ever put out. So it left a little bit to be desired. And this fruit right here, it seems to be a little more mature, so I'm going to give this a try, and I'm going to try to remove it from the organza bag. And this fruit here looks absolutely delicious. So this also has a really tight and closed eye on it as well. So I'm very excited about that. And here are what the two fruits look like side by side. Gigantina means gigantic, so this would be the gigantic Col de Dame, whereas this is the striped Col de Dame. So gigantic lady's collar and striped lady's collar. So you can tell with their long necks, they're both in the same family. They have that very unique turtleneck-like look. So upon closer inspection, the bottom of this Col de Dame gigantina is starting to, it appears to rot a little bit, and I smelled it, and it has an odor to it. So either the humidity, the dew point was 82 degrees today, so either the humidity got to it and spoiled it, or some kind of bug like SWD or something got in there. So we'll weigh it anyway. And that's a shame because that is a monster fig. It's 70 grams. That is the largest fig I've had all season. This one feels and smells fine, so we'll try the Col de Dame Rimada. And that's still really nice at 47 grams. So either way, we'll cut into them both and we will compare them, and I'll try and be brave and try them both. And I have just been having a horrible year this year with figs because it's been so wet. Last year I had such a good year. I didn't really have many spoil. I had little to no bug problems. But this year it's just crazy with all the rain. We will cut into the Col de Dame Rimada. And, ooh, that looks like one of the better figs that I've been able to ripen this season. I haven't had much luck ripening figs, but that one looks pretty good. And we'll give this one a shot too. And, yeah, the bottom of that is all rotten. So it appears that, oh, that smells terrible. So it appears that something got into it, and it hasn't even fully ripened. So unfortunately, we're going to have to put this one aside because there's no way I'm eating a rotten fig. So this taste test will now just be Col de Dame Rimada, and that's really nice looking, so at least I have that going for me. And thank goodness for this fig because I've had really lackluster figs all year. It seems like I really got some honey pulling up in this fig. You can see it's pretty glistening, which it doesn't look as good as the figs I ripened last year, but hopefully will dry out in September. So I'll give this one a shot. That is a very good fig. It's very thick, it's very rich, and what makes the Col de Dame so wonderful is their rich, intense, acidic berry flavor, and their texture. Their texture is very thick. It's almost like fig cake. And this fig still could have used another day to develop the sugars, but it's too much of a risk, and I'm supposed to get rain tomorrow. So when you live on the East Coast, especially in the rainy Southeast, this is the best you can do. So I'm going to give this, I'm going to cut this in half and give it one more taste to try and give you a better flavor profile. And this has a very mild sweetness. If you like very sweet figs, the Col de Dames generally aren't for you. They are not very sweet figs. What they are is they're an intense berry fig. So they're very thick, very jammy, and they kind of taste like a cross between a strawberry and a blueberry. They have a very nice acidic bite to them. The difference is, though, if you were to ask me what I'd rather have, a perfectly ripe Col de Dame Blanc or a perfectly ripe strawberry or blueberry, it would be no contest. It would be the Col de Dame Blanc. This is really an outstanding fig, and even though it's lost its variegated stripes, it's still a great one to have in the collection because it's so good, and it's really a dead ringer for Col de Dame Blanc. So unless you really want that Rimada striping, I don't really think you need both figs. You could have either or, but because I like it so much, I don't mind having the extra trees. And if you look over to my left, I have a very handsome hound that has been sitting here waiting patiently for his fig. So we will let Dale resume his official taste testing duties. Dale, can you give us a shake for the fig? Okay, now go down. Excellent, very good, very good. Very nice work, Dale. So what do you think? What do you think of that, buddy? What do you think of that fig? He's actually eyeing up the other fig that's on the table. So this right here is the top half of the Col de Dame Gigantina that didn't spoil. So as a bonus taste test, Dale and I are going to split this. And despite the fact the lower half was ruined, this is actually still pretty good. It's underripe. It's a little juicier than a Col de Dame usually is. It's actually a little bit sweet, and it's a shame that I can't seem to ripen this fig yet. I think it's going to be absolutely top-notch when the weather dries out a little bit more in September and I start getting better quality figs. There you go, buddy. Dale is definitely a fan, but yeah, two really good figs. So I keep misfiring with the Col de Dame Gigantina, but I'm telling you, one of these days I'm going to get a ripe one, and I really think once the trees start ripening them reliably, I think it's going to be one of my best, if not my best figs. I just have that feeling. But the Col de Dame Rimada, solid performer, nice sized fig, great flavor. Everyone, thank you so much for watching today's video. If you found it helpful, please hit that like button, and if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please subscribe for future updates and more videos like these. If you're curious about anything that I use in my garden, everything that I use is linked in my Amazon storefront in the video description. If you could start your shopping with our storefront link, even if you don't purchase anything in the store, we still get a commission for what you buy if you choose anything else on Amazon, so it really helps us keep making these videos. And again, I appreciate you all for watching, and I hope to see all of you again on the next video.